Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted Edition. So, here's the thing. Twisted Metal Head-On came out originally for the PSP. Then later on, they made a version for the PS2 known as Head-On Extra Twisted Edition that has extra stuff. For instance, you can play Twisted Metal Head-On, or you can explore what Twisted Metal Lost is. I'm not sure what it is, but I know that's the black version of Sweet Tooth. And there's also bonus material, including the Sweet Tour, which I'm pretty sure is a third person Sweet Tooth walking around, learning some stuff about the environment. Pretty sure it was meant for black, but they had to scrap it due to time and budget and whatever. Twisted Metal, the Dark Past, I don't know what that is, so we'll discover that together. And Twisted Metal 1, the Lost Ending movies, that is something that we're going to cover as we finish Twisted Metal 1 on this channel. So I'm going to be using all these movies at the end of that. I tried at least Sweet Tooth's one and it worked out fine. Hopefully the rest do. Why am I saying that? Because, for whatever reason, this emulator does not do this game well. The gameplay is fine, the cutscenes glitch, and sometimes end prematurely. So I don't know how to fix that, and I haven't been able to fix that. But the PSP version works just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the PSP cutscenes if things are troublesome with this one, or show you a YouTube video, because that would also require me playing through the entire game over again on a different account to show you those. Either way, that's the setup of what you need to know about going into this. So, the music's loud, rock out, and I'm going to pause this real quick, and we're going to cut to the PSP's version of the cutscene, which should be the exact same. Alright, that is your cutscene. This is what happens on my version. And may I just say, a man with flaming hair should not be working on their car engine or gas tank or anything underneath it, you know? But anyway, that's just an example of what you'll see. Let's get into it. So, let me explain what you're going to see. First, we're going to play through the game as Roadkill, also known as Marcus Kane, because he has a significant revelation in this one, and I like how the canon goes for this one. before I go further, let me just say, this is effectively a direct sequel to Twisted Metal 2, commonly known as everyone's favorite as far as story goes. This one is also very great for story. I would honestly say maybe even better, depends on which character I'm talking about. And it uses some of the design choices from Twisted Metal Black as far as visuals go. Obviously, as we see, Sweet Tooth is the version of Black. Calypso is also kind of the version of Black, but except with the long hair. But he still's got the weird black eye. So there's that. This takes place a few years, depending on whose character ending you get after the second game. So they tried to erase 3 and 4 from existence, effectively. Okay. So, after we beat this campaign as Marcus, we're going to beat the campaign as Sweet Tooth. And then after we beat the campaign as Sweet Tooth, we're going to do Dark Tooth. And let me just say it for the record right now, because I know some people have a preference and whatnot. I am going to be using cheat codes because I think a game should be fun, and we're also just trying to get to the endings here. And plus, we're going to cover a lot in this one video alone. Give me a break, okay? Alright. So, we'll be using infinite ammo, we'll be using invincibility, and we'll be using killer weapons on Sweet Tooth and Dark Tooth. Maybe, you know what? Yeah, we're going to use kill weapons on Sweet Tooth and Marcus, actually. Then we're going to go Dark Tooth without that. So, here we go. And then after that, we're going to try and do the Tower Tooth, which is just a gladiatorial arena combat as the big boss of this game. And after that, we're going to try the other stuff. So, Roadkill. Marcus Kane, 35. Marcus Kane is a man plagued with nightmares of competing in past Twisted Metal competitions. Each dream is very real, but he believes it's all fake. He doesn't know it, but he's got a split personality. His other identity is Needles Kane, the driver of Sweet Tooth. Lately, these nightmares, which are actually memories that Calypso has tried to hide from Marcus, have gotten worse and worse. One day, he wakes up and there's a Twisted Metal vehicle waiting outside for him. Ready to put these nightmares to rest once and for all, he decides to compete in what he believes to be another nightmare. He doesn't realize this Twisted Metal is for real. And I also want to apologize ahead of time. I am still sick, but I wanted to make sure I could come back with a triumphant return. Big Bro Stadium. Alright, to enter cheat codes in... Oh, I'll mention in a moment.
Welcome back to Twisted Metal. I am Calypso. The entire planet is your battleground. Your prize, one wish. Let the games begin!
Alright, to enter cheat codes in, you have to hold down L1 and R1. And for infinite ammo, it's triangle, triangle, down, down. For invincibility, left, right, down, up. I'm not good at entering it. Oh, I'm entering the wrong way. Woo, I'm having trouble. Right, left, down, up. Oh, God. Ain't going too well so far. Leave me alone! There we go. And finally, XX up. Kill weapons. Let's go. So this is Marcus's special. Shoots a boomerang, you can recall it back, but obviously if you can hit, you hit. The music in this game is fucking baller. It's also loud as shit. So if you're new to my channel, it's great to have you here. I'm happy to be able to be your YouTube video for this. Save Marcus. I actually played through the game with him first in my preparation, but right now we are doing things in a special way. I originally had a video that was going to be uploaded on a schedule, but it was without audio, or me recording, I mean. Sorry, I am saying things wrong. I'm still sick. That's what I'm really trying to say. I am sick, and I did it without commentary. That's the word I'm looking for. Did it without commentary. But then I realized, you know, this game deserves to be seen with all the bells and whistles. So, we are going to be playing through every stage multiple times. That's why I have the cheat codes on, and because, like I said, if you expect me to try hard on this channel for, like, combat-wise, you are in the wrong place. We are here to have fun. We are here to have a blast with our games. I've beaten this game so many times in the last week. I killed myself. Cool. And this game deserves to have its cutscene scene. So if you've never gandered at this game before, oh hey, then I'm glad you're here. And you can watch it with us. Kun Eddie. Get fucked. So all those guys were a alternate character that you could play as, known as ATV. I've recorded every other character's endings besides Sweet Tooth and Dark Tooth for this. So, you're going to experience it with me. So, with Cousin Eddie, he's got all these hillbillies that are hanging out the side of his car. You cannot kill Eddie until all the hillbillies are dead. So, he's very good at dodging your aim. So you have to figure out a way to swing and get these guys. I have killed all the hillbillies. So now I need to drop something on the top, which Napalm will do in a pinch. And then, of course, kill a weapon kills him. In case you're wondering about the controller scheme, sorry. Square is your gas. L1 and R1 on the PS2 is changing your weapons. R2 is shooting your gun, your minigun, and L2 is firing your special. Circle is brake. I don't remember what triangle is. Holding down R3 is turbo. When you kill enemies, they drop health pickups that will increase your health, which I don't think stick around for the next rounds, but you know, they're pretty handy. I don't know if NPCs can get them. If I were you, I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't see if they could. We go to Greece because we like Greece, and we've been playing a lot of God of War. Whee! Yeah, even with invincibility, you still take damage going out of bounds. You can still die if you fall off the map, too. This map, you don't fall off, so you're fine. Yeah, this was definitely a triumphant return to the game series. The cutscenes in this one are what I would say rank this game up super high, plus the art style and I'm trying to think. The gameplay feels good. 4 is still my favorite as far as like playing it goes, and honestly I love the charm of 4. And I know that's heresy for anybody who is familiar with the series, but at least it's not 3. So, give me a break. Time to crack open my energy drink. There we go. Welcome to Monaco. We do have our same layout of weapons as we did in previous games. In my one that covers Mortimer, which is Shadow, there are secret little platforms that you can step on that let you do a challenge, and if you do well, you unlock a new character. I think this one was Crimson Fury. So this one is basically survive and kill as many of these guys as you can. 10 is the magic number, as I am invincible. Not a problem to run through them. Current record Shadow is 32. Yeah. That's great. I didn't know they had a record like that. That's cool. Yeah, so the art style's great. It's like if black wasn't black, and it's it uses Twisted Metal 2's character design for a lot of things, plus a lot of racers that we're familiar with. And in fact, most of the time, the endings are based on the endings of 2. Some drivers are changed, but that's fine. I guess they just got tired of using the same gimmicks over and over again, or maybe they just wanted to, you know, make room for someone else to take over. So yeah, we'll have all the... There we go. Oh, cool. X triangle, X triangle. You get the Mega Guns code. So yeah, you can get cheat codes for this game in-game. X triangle, or triangle, X triangle, X. Mega Guns. I don't know what makes that different. Oh, they track! They're homing! Oh, shit! Let's fucking go! I just want to take a moment. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you for hanging in there as I've been sick over the last week and, well, really 2 or 3 weeks at this point. But I recorded a lot of footage of games that I've been playing that will be coming out throughout the weeks, and they won't have my commentary on it just because, I've been sick and haven't had a chance to record. But I'll be recording a lot tonight, even though I'm still sick, just so y'all can have stuff, because I love getting to know you guys. It's great to have people who are fans and just like want to hang out. That's the real thing. I'm not a big YouTuber, obviously. I'm not trying to do this as a job. I mean, if I could do it as a job, I would, but I'm not like thinking I'm going to be like the next Markiplier or anything like that. I don't have any delusions of grandeur. I'm here to show you guys things that I enjoy and to hang out and vibe, you know? Like, we're all people in this world. We're all here for the human experience. We're all just trying to chillax and have fun and talk and whatnot. So it's been cool getting to know some of you guys. Like, it's been very sweet as well. Appreciate all of you. So I'm going to try and record as much as I can while I have free time. And make sure that you guys are all suited and can hear my voice as much as you want, whether that be zero or plenty. So this area is Transylvania. This is a stage only for Extra Twisted Edition, to my understanding, which I think is really cool. It's hard to navigate this one. Like, it's not the worst, but it's a little tough. To find your enemies, you just scour around the woods for a long time. Visually, I think it's probably my second favorite in the entire franchise. Minus anything from Small Brawl, because y'all know how I feel about the toy aesthetic. Tokyo! We'll be coming back here later. I can't believe Mega Guns is a tracker. Well, that's their ass. Those teleporter pads don't only send you to challenges where you can get new cars, they also can teleport you up to higher vantage points. Whee! Oh, it's going so smoothly. I love it. On this stage, you can blow up the towers, and the towers will make bridges for you, so you can get to other parts of the level, especially where people are hidden. Oh, oh, oh! Out of bounds. Beautiful. Alright. This next level is a fight. And because it's in-game, it won't be glitching. Darktooth is back! That's a huge bitch! So if you run into Darktooth, he will automatically chomp on you. Like, he doesn't have to do a move or anything for that. He also throws the balls. Now this is one of the coolest bosses ever. We'll see more about that later. So, here's how it works. On the base, he has health. You deal enough damage. He also has a shield on, so you have to time that out. After you beat up the base, then you can only hit the top. And to hit the top, you have to drive up on ramps like this and fire at him, like with homing missiles or power missiles, whatever the fuck. Even your missiles. But, because we are playing with our special super god powers, put my controller down. let's see what he wished for.
Congratulations. You've won this year's Twisted Medal. You may claim your prize.
I know none of this is real. Is it?
Twisted Medal is as real as you want it to be. And apparently you want it to be very real. Needles.
Wait, well, I don't understand. Are you saying I've got something to do with all this death and destruction?
The world is as you see it. Your mind is a powerful thing, Mr. Kane.
Stop it! You're confusing me! Enough of this! I wish this nightmare would end once and for all!
There are some wishes even I can't grant completely, Needles. But I'll do what I can for now.
What did he call me? I never did like this place.
Roadkill is sweet tooth. So, there's more to delve into that we'll cover. But a little piece of weird trivia that I find is, Marcus Kane is 180 centimeters, and he's got 116 kilograms of weight. Sweet Tooth is 175 centimeters and 84 kilograms. It's like, huh? If they're the same guy, why is there such a problem? Also, why is he larger? That part doesn't make any sense to me. Needles is by far the most aggressive competitor Twisted Metal has ever known. He's competed in every Twisted Metal and has become known as the Insane Clown. He has become tired of this position as a simple competitor, and with his wish, hopes to take over Twisted Metal altogether. That's all you get to know. That's all you get to know. I'll be skipping cutscenes as well, as we've already seen them. Alright, let's see if I can get that invincibility. See, that time it worked just fine. I don't know what the problem was before. My gun. Okay, let's see what Sweet Tooth has to offer. Oh, he's got his old special. You gotta love it. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire! Let's go! Still slow as an ice cream truck should be. Los Angeles! Let's go! They seem to be pretty homing. I've killed me. Oh, they're even ice creams! Come on, Slam! Come on and slam! And welcome to Japan! Later, anyway. There's a lot of things that you can discover on these levels. Some openings that you can bust open by just doing damage to them. This stage has a unlock a character challenge as well. I think it's in here. Yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm going to show you it. And like I mentioned, I did this on Mortimer's playthrough because Mortimer's my boy. Oh! I don't remember that happening last time. No, I won't. Anyway, there's an obstacle course you gotta do. Speaking of Mortimer, blew his ass up. There is an environmental attack that you can do, and certain stages have them, not everyone. So let's see what that did. Is it? Oh, that's nice. I don't think I've been down here yet. What? I'm killing goats. Oh, okay, there's another entrance in here. That's cool. Nice! I still don't know what the environmental attack is doing. Anubis! Noob. This game has a lot of characters in it as well, and they obviously took a lot of time and love into this game because it was for the PSP, which is a hard system to make games for, but each character gets a proper ending. As mentioned, Black had some time restraints that they couldn't work out, and so we didn't get every character having a great ending or story. But this one, even the bonus characters get something. Even ATV. This is actually pretty funny. Cousin Eddie get a fucking ending. I think Cousin Eddie was my dad's favorite. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Final battle. Woohoo! Confetti! Yeah, for those of you who are, hanging in there and watching on my channel, I do appreciate it greatly. For those of you who are enjoying this and whatnot, I am curious if you have a favorite racer that you may or may not have seen in a while. Like, is there a character that you wish would make an appearance again? There's not a lot that aren't in every single game. 4, I think, is probably the one that has the most new characters next to 3. Which, of course, they were made by 989 Studios, so it's a little bit of a different situation. But they still included older characters as bosses. This stage also has a way to get a character. It took me forever to find it, so I don't remember where it's going to be. I've never done this. Oh no! Now I gotta see what's up there. But yeah, if there's a character that you like that didn't make any other appearances, I'm curious. Like, if you like Firestarter for some reason, or if you like Quattro, or if you like Microblast like I do, or, whatever it might be, some character that you haven't seen in a while, or maybe just different driver, Like, Black really replaced like all the characters except for Sweet Tooth. Okay, there's an exit. Uh-oh. Yeah, so if you have a driver that you have a preference over versus the other ones that existed, For me, my favorite's always Sweet Tooth, hands down. And I think everyone else can pretty much say the same. If they don't have an appreciation for him, then that is definitely fine. Yeah, if I had to pick my rogue weirdo that I wish would come back, it would be Microblast. Calypso was also playable in 4. A lot of people forget that. And it's the only time in the entire franchise that you get to play as him. And he drives a fucking nuke truck. Now his special drops the nuke, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. But oh well, you're playing as Calypso, and you have a nuke truck. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said about that. You can play as Darktooth in 2 with a code or hack, but you couldn't play as him legitly, and he doesn't really have anything too special going on. I think he's just kind of a Sweet Tooth clone. Like, uses his special and everything. But in this one, he's an actual playable character. And I haven't played as him, but based on stats alone, he's the best character. He literally has full on everything. So the only thing left to see is how he handles in reality and how cool his special is. I'm betting it's kind of like Augur from 3 or fucking Mr. Slam and every other one, where you gotta get close and just chomp them with your teeth and fuck them up. Woo! I made it through. It's always fun to think about, like, what does your character really want by the end of the game? When they finally get the chance to make their wish. Was it really worth killing every competitor in the tournament? Is it just because everybody else is killing everybody and causing mayhem? Does that make it okay? I mean, that's a detail that some people forget in the first one, is it's the 10th tournament. This has been going on the norm. There have been at least 9 other wishes before that have come true and whatnot. Did they know that they were getting a bum deal, or did they get the piece of the pie that they really wanted? Like, I haven't seen the Twisted Metal show. I really want to see the Twisted Metal show. It looks fantastic. I'm gonna wait till season 2 comes out so I can buy like 1 month of Peacock and then finally be able to watch it. But that being said, this is a post-apocalyptic world, like, in its own sense. Like, life is still going on, life is thriving, but death tournaments are happening annually. This is on the regular. People don't escape this fate. And the first one was pretty localized. 2 and above, you go everywhere. No one is safe. Nothing is true. And who gets to get a wish? The psychopath that's more skilled in killing everybody else, who's already dominant, he's the one that gets a special wish. Now, that being said, Calypso kills them usually, fucks them over in some way they couldn't foresee, just sort of some different wording. And that's probably for the best. But that's just something that's kind of interesting about this universe, you know? Like, the original draft of Twisted Metal was basically like, God, traffic sucks ass. I've been stuck in gridlock traffic for hours. I just wish I could pull out a shotgun and just take out some people. Or blow them up with a missile. And they're like, you know, that'd make a pretty good game. What, game? Oh, yeah, sure, totally, yeah. That's what I meant, totally. It went from there. Which is a very simple premise, but it's a good one. If you know, have it exclusive to this. Plus, we're actively dealing with the forces of hell. Now, I won't be playing Twisted Metal 2012. Not that I have anything against it. In fact, I love it. I love their live action cutscenes that they made work with just heavy green screen. I'm gonna watch this one more time. Hell yeah. Like, that cutscene I saw as a youth, and boy, was that unsettling. Here's your scoop of the day. You fucked. You can skip this, but it's cool seeing it suffer. Yeah. Alright, Sweet Tooth, my boy, let's go!
Oh well, I guess we'll have to clean that up later. Now then, about your prize, Needles Kane. What is your wish?
You know, Calypso, I've been looking at this face for a long time. I think it's time for a change.
That's your wish? You want a facelift?
Not quite. We've been doing this a long time, haven't we? You hold a twisted metal, I kill and destroy for you. I make a wish, you continue to sit on your throne, surrounded by your guards and women. I think you've had enough fun for a while.
Nobody makes you compete, Needles.
Right, of course not. Not at all.
Make your wish and claim your prize already. I have things to do that don't involve you.
Okay, pal of mine. I wish that you become me, and I become you.
Are you insane? I won't grant that wish.
I don't think you have a choice, Sunshine.
You see, what I say goes. This is impossible. Guards, kill the intruder!
Ooh, good idea. Do that. Looks like we've got two bodies to clean up now. Guards? and where did my women go?
Oh, that's just the fucking best. I love it so much. The ending is what really sells it as my favorite ending for anybody in the entire franchise. Probably ultimately. It's like, and where did my women go? Oh, he's such a loon. I love it. Alright. it's time for Dark Tooth. We're not going to be playing with the killer weapons. We're going to play this with the invulnerability and infinite ammo, and that's it. Nice. Yeah, see, look. Handling, armor, special weapon, and speed. Everything is 100%. It can't get better. Terrible things can happen when a man comes to grips with his dark side. Marcus has spent his life running from his nightmares. Needles has devoted his life to making his nightmares come true. When Marcus surrenders to Needles, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Marcus's rational mind and Needles' fevered insanity descend into a vortex of sinister chaos. The only possible outcome is the total annihilation of anything that stands in their path. And yes, they do have an ending. We'll let these cutscenes rock.
Welcome back to Twisted Metal. I am Calypso. The entire planet is your battleground. Your prize, one wish. Let the games begin!
Like, this intro fucking kicks ass, too. Like, I haven't gotten flagged for any of this, so I'm pretty sure it's not copywritten, but it's just awesome. Okay. There we go. Guess what, buddy? You about to get fucked. I'm shooting ice cream on top of my missiles. Or my bullets. Oh, you're gonna get it bad, Warthog. You're gonna get it bad. Yeah. So, as I mentioned, I played through every character during the week that I've been, like, super sick. So you won't be hearing my commentary on those. But I will be playing through all the characters. And I will be using all the cheats that we've discussed before. Because I firmly believe that the story of these games are what's really important. And having fun. So, I ground through all my opponents just so y'all can see the fantastic endings that this game has. So, in episodes where it just says one person's name, that's me playing through it early on and just doing that. The ones that have multiple people, that's going to be having... Oh, so that's the environment for this level. Is that little lightning rod. Ones that have multiple characters are going to be ones where I'm using killer weapons so I can mow through this with ease. Now that you can see the proper damage output, you'll notice that it's not a lot for anything. I can't be bothered to do freeze missiles, which is a code. It's usually like down, up, down on the D-pad. In fact, yeah, that missed. There we go. Yeah, buddy! Rolling like a big shot. I can't believe he just fires Sweet Tooth's regular special at the same time as his machine gun. That's beautiful! Darktooth is like, if you're playing against a friend and you're playing Darktooth, you clearly didn't want them to have a chance. The missiles aren't firing. I also don't have infinite ammo. What the hell? Yeah. Thought I entered that in already. Dorothy! Oh no, I'm sucked into its gravity! Come find me on the Eiffel Tower, boys! There's a way to, knock it down, I think. Oh, I can't see shit with all this fire. Yeah, it does pretty good damage. Woo! Look, you're just keeping the ice cream cold. I appreciate that. Hey, clowns gotta eat too. Be awful. Con Eddie. Alright, buddy. This is a fucking massacre right here. I think I mentioned it, but yeah, even Darktooth gets an ending. And it's really cool. Doesn't make a lot of sense canonically, but it's fine. I love little cousin Eddie. Duck Dynasty! Coming back for another season! And I'm a sitting duck. Can I eat you? Hey! That was a cool way of doing it. I like that. This mischievous motherfucking vehicle. You love it. You love to see it. Alright. Roman ruins. Get us some fucking pizza. Oh, it's so dirty. I wanna get dirty. Dirty. If only Ireland could have ever been a level in one of these stages. But then again, it's probably for the best. But it would have meant having to destroy it. Because I'll be real, I think if there was a stage I would have wanted that was like a location besides that, it would have been Transylvania, and they did it, so yay me. Head On is easily one of the best ones to pick up and play. Especially because it was on the PSP, so you could play it anywhere you be. I like Greece over Russia in level design. Looks like I found my first victim. Oh yeah, I forgot to say earlier. I won't be playing 2012 because I don't have a good enough computer to play PS3 games. I've decided, after trying over and over to get things to work, I couldn't get God of War 3 to work, and I couldn't get Dante's Inferno to work. Maybe there's just some settings I need to fix, or maybe it's because this computer was bought from Walmart for like $800-ish during COVID. So it's not the most quality vehicle, or I almost said vehicle, most quality computer on the market. And a little outdated. But, you know, I've played PS2 games, I've played like Divinity Original Sin 2 and other things on my Steam, and they worked just fine. So I don't know what makes PS3 special. Like, it's a technical masterpiece, and if you didn't own a PS3 when they were coming out, then I am sorry, because they were pretty cool. Internet access, Blu-ray, online games, of course, PlayStation Store. You can do a lot with it. So yeah, that's the real reason I'm not playing Twisted Metal 2012. If I had to find other reasons, visually it's really cool, but I know the enemies and some of the bosses are designed in a way that is really unfun to fight against, like Iron Maiden. There's a channel named, I think it's Tactical Bacon Productions or something. They do Twisted Metal like all day or day, and or at least they did. And they go through lists of like best ending to worst ending, or best level, or best boss, you know, so on and so forth to worst. I am not a technical master at these games, and like I said, I play these for fun. I'm not here to try and beast on anybody. I'm just here to play games with y'all. Fuck, if you're here right now, I'd pass you a controller and say, let's fucking go. But having to fight against enemies I've seen in that game, oh, I would be suffering real hard. Where is... Aha! Ah, young grasshopper. Who is driven by Krista Sparks! Calypso's daughter. Yeah, she's back. As a ghost, but she's back. I love how this stage is Monaco, so of course you're going to have a lot of speeding and driving, so they're like, here's some turbo, my guy, have fun. Can I get through here? Probably not. I've had this problem on this stage before, where someone just posted up in a place I don't know where to get to, how to get to. So I'm gonna keep firing my missiles and hoping they'll die. that they'll find me. Maybe that's it. Let's try it out. Where am I? No? Okay. Fuck, how do I get up there? It's probably a teleporter. Damn it! Wasn't trying to go here. Oh well. See if we can't beat our record. Yeah, the variety of minigames is cool. The level to unlock a character in Russia has you playing as a tank, I guess, or no, you're yourself, but you're fighting against tanks, and it's from a top-down perspective. So it feels like a game that's much older. I forget what it's called. Alright, already higher. Can you take me higher? Alright, 50 racers. Nice. Infinite weapon code. I already know that one, but I appreciate it. Alright, fuck nut. You gonna come out of hiding? I got an indeterminable amount of people watching right now, and I would love to not waste their time anymore. Oh, it's me. But how am I here and there? Whoa. Genuinely, I would have enjoyed if it wasn't possible to fight Roadkill or Sweet Tooth when you're in the other vehicle. Like, not just Darktooth, but I mean, like, if you're playing as Sweet Tooth, you can't fight Roadkill, and if you're in Roadkill, you can't fight Sweet Tooth. Same with this. I wish Sweet Tooth or Needles, or sorry, not Needles, God, Marcus would not be an option. Skulking around the graveyard. Ooh. It's almost time to get you some Count Chocula up on this bitch. Zane, what's your favorite anime? Well, now that you're asking, Hellsing. Hellsing is my favorite anime, and the reason why is because it is my favorite portrayal of Dracula in anything. The Bram Stoker Dracula movie is fantastic. That's the next, I would say. But Alucard from Hellsing, particularly Hellsing Ultimate, is the one I gotta, like, turn my attention to. Oh, he beat me to it! He tried to make out with me because I was doing it at the same time! Like, every time I see him do something, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That is what someone who has the powers of darkness and vampirism should be able to do, yeah. A real fucking vampire. Fun fact, I used to cosplay a lot, and my first costume that I was really proud of was Alucard. And at that time, I didn't see the abridged. Everyone and their dog, when they see Hellsing, would tell me about the abridged or would drop quotes to me from it, and I would be like, yeah. I'm sure that's cool. I haven't seen it. Sorry. Oh, shit! I won, but at what cost? He's still alive? Thought I crushed his ass. That was beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Damn you and your freeze missiles. Alright, to show other stuff off, let's go with napalm. Well, I guess it depends on if I could find anybody. 20 points. Some people might not like that I use cheat codes and stuff, which I get it, I understand, but like I said, we're not here for the purity of it, we're here for the fun of it. But the reason I bring it up is because, yeah, I've played through this without the killer weapons plenty of times, any of the games. Let me tell you, when you're trying to show all the endings, boy, does it just slog on for a while, and the damage output is not great on my regular weapons. Whee! Oh! Oh, grim. Fuck yeah, I destroyed him. This is another map where it's very easy to lose people. So, I'm trying my best to get them while they're visible. Because otherwise you have to wait for them to find you. I mean, you can obviously keep exploring, but the longer you explore, the more likely you're going to be avoiding them. And you may have gained the knowledge of where they might have been, but they won't be there anymore. Alright. Defeat 5 opponents to advance. I think we can do just that. They like to default to that a lot. Beautiful. Who wants to be my new friend? Woo! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no! You didn't see any of that. I should have suicided him with me. Grabbed him in my jaws and just taken him for a ride. Gonna take you for a ride. Oh no! Wait, did that kill? No. Just out of bounds. Alright, now to fight our inner demons. Time to go Silent Hill on this bitch. Quick save just in case. Oh, never mind. There we go. That's what we do to people. Let's make out. Oh my gosh. Oh, you don't even have a chance. Oh! Is this like a form of masturbation or something? Ah. Not gonna worry about the details. Yeah, this is just evil. Like, this thing might as well be manifesting from hell itself. The real question, can I special it? Can I give it the jaws? Give him the clamps! In the name of science! Oh my god, you can! Oh my god! Okay. I shouldn't be able to hurt him anymore like that. You donned me! Oh. Sometimes it just does that. Also, I seem to be in the fucking void. So let's see the new ending.
Where am I?
How did I get back here? This looks like...
This looks like a nightmare. I've seen this monster before.
in my own reflection.
Who are you?
Oh, come on. Don't be naive.
Don't you drive Sweet Tooth?
I'm a little bit more than that. I'm you, you moron.
I don't know why, but I believe you.
Hey, have I ever lied to me?
Is this a dream? It feels like a dream. It feels like I've been here before.
I have. We have. Whatever.
What is this place? Why are we here? What is that thing?
Too many questions. I think the best thing to do is climb inside and look around.
And there you go. That's Darktooth. Somehow reverses time and becomes the driver of Towertooth. Alright. So let's go and explore the... Is it challenge? Yeah. Towertooth challenge. Terrible things can happen when a man comes to grips with his dark side. Marcus Pen's like, wait, That's the exact same thing. Alright. Let's go. I won't use cheat codes on this one. I want to see what I can do. Oh, Lord. It is hard to move. It's fucking cool. What is my special? Why is it not activated? He has high hopes, he's got high hopes, he's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. I need help. Uh-oh. I think I'm about to go down, boys. Oh, no! Almost did it, though. Almost did some damage, or almost killed, like, one other person. No, it's okay. I just wanted to play that. That seemed fun. That'd be a fun challenge to do sometime. Alright. Let's see what Lost is. The Lost Levels of Twisted Metal Black 2. In 2003, work began on Twisted Metal Harbor City. The game was to be a sequel to the award-winning million-selling Twisted Metal Black. The levels in Harbor City were designed to connect via a series of freeways that would allow players to experience for the first time a seamless streaming Twisted Metal world. Sadly, only a select few ever got to experience this new version of Twisted Metal series. On March 13, 2005, 6 key members of the Harbor City team were killed when their plane crashed following a celebratory skiing trip in Colorado. Because of this tragic event, the game was canceled. On March 13, 2007, 2 years to the day of the plane crash, a note arrived at the offices of Sony Computer Entertainment. The note pleaded with Sony that to allow the public to play the last works of the deceased team members, to allow the public to enjoy the last game the team members had ever created. This note was signed with the names of 6 deceased team members. After months of debating the origin of the note, the consensus was that it was a joke and poor taste. However, it was decided that elements of Harbor City would be released to the public in order to honor the fallen teammates. While the connected freeways have been removed and no stories were ever written for the characters, we hope you will enjoy the classic Twisted Metal gameplay that these levels represent. They stand as a testament to the talent and dedication of our beloved teammates. If you would like to see the actual note sent to the Sony offices, complete all the levels in the Lost Story mode. If you would like to see the note in its entirety and unlock the secrets it contains, complete all the Lost levels in Lost Story mode on hard difficulty. Oh, God. Okay. Interesting. We're going to do hard for right now. See what happens. Fire, weapon, machine gun. Triangle and L1, look back. I didn't know that. Both buttons to jump. Forward, freeze. Left, mine. Pure fire. Right, shielding. Gas, energy, attacks, hold. Double gas for turbo. Brake, tight. Interesting. There's going to be a regret. I know that for sure. Roadkill. No face. Mr. Grimm, Raven. Well, we gotta. Can I read these? A serial killer on the streets of Midtown, looking for his next victim. His brother, the driver of Yellow Jacket, is trying to kill him before the deranged clown can kill another innocent. The brother of Sweet Tooth controls his dead father via remote control. The macabre duo have decided to track and kill Sweet Tooth and then kill themselves. Doing so will destroy the family bloodline, putting an end to generations of murderers and psychopaths. Billy Ray. At the end of Twisted Metal Black, Billy Ray embarked on his life's ambition to outdo Sweet Tooth as Midtown's most notorious serial killer. It's been almost 10 years since that vow, and he has yet to kill another soul until tonight. Bloody Mary. In the years since Twisted Metal Black, Bloody Mary has lost all hold on reality when she is not sure what she wants anymore. She simply does what comes naturally to her. Driving and killing, secretly, she hopes to be killed in the contest and have her suffering come to an end. Manslaughter Black. No one knows where Black comes from, but he seems incapable of dying, and he has only one goal: to kill Calypso. The latest rumor is that Black actually comes from a parallel universe where a different, more colorful Calypso wants to use Black to murder his darker twin. Interesting. Cage. The Fool assumed he could go head-to-head with Sweet Tooth and become Midtown's greatest killer. Sweet Tooth made quick work of him, but kept him alive to serve as a lesson to others. Now simply a torso and head, no one is sure how Cage is controlling his vehicle. John Doe, roadkill. An undercover cop trying to bring down the Twisted Metal contest. The original John Doe was killed by Calypso at the end of Twisted Metal Black. Rumor is Midtown PD has a whole team of John Does, all with the same mission: take down Calypso. No Face is obsessed with rebuilding his mutilated mug, tracking and killing those who he deems evil. He steals the eyes and tongues of his victims. He struggles to create a new face for himself, one that will allow him to smile at his baby daughter without making her burst into tears. After 8 years, still no luck. Grimm's taste for human flesh has not abated. Grimm's sanity has not returned. He now spends his nights racing through the streets of Midtown, searching for his next meal while speaking to the rotting skull of his dead friend that he wears as a helmet. In recent years, he has begun to think he may actually be the Grim Reaper. Shadow Raven. Raven drives a haunted hearse filled with the vengeful souls of the dead that it once carried. Using her powerful voodoo doll, she has become a hero to the people of Midtown, an urban legend who protects the innocent from the freaks and killers who roam the streets of this cursed city. This rejected evangelist took his own life at the end of Twisted Metal Black. Rejected by heaven and hell, Jebediah's spirit now roams the earth, searching for those who wronged him. Locals say if you see Jebediah's ghost, you will be dead from a car accident within the year. Axel is still aching over the murder of his wife, feeling her death was his fault. He chooses to stay strapped to the wheels, his feet dragging against hot asphalt, ripped apart, bleeding, and causing him tremendous pain. One day he hopes he will have done his penance, and the spirit of his wife will forgive him. Darkseid, Dollface, choosing to stay locked in the doll mask. This once young girl has become a young woman. While her body and skull grow bigger, the mask does not yield. The crushing pressure on her brain has begun to take its toll. Outlaw Agent Stone. Caught in a time loop at the end of Twisted Metal Black, Agent Stone is forever forced to relive that night he won Twisted Metal contest. Each night he stands before Calypso, prepared to be redeemed, and each night ends with a bullet straight through the brain. For Agent Stone, there is no escape. Well, we gotta pick him. Suburban Terror. Specials not lined up. Okay, let's see what I can do on my own merit. I'm already pretty low, but manslaughter's lower. Does the machine gun not? Okay, I was about to say, like, I need the machine gun. The fuck? It's a ricochet? The doors on my truck are kind of fucked. Okay. that Ricochet more. It looks cute. Very whimsical. Hell. Oh no. Oh no. I need help now. Sphincter Man? Oh, it would have been so cool if this was the stage from Small Brawl. Okay, there's a lot more here than I thought. Oh shit. Wanted to do all I could while I had him in one place. Huh. Weird fucking gun overheated. I didn't know that was still a function. Ow. I'm getting gangbanged over here. This town is full of drivers. How can you sit there and eat pizza? 3 points. You fucking shielded me, man? Okay, junkyard dog down. I need health. Well, I love this level. I think it's one of my favorites of, like, Black. Okay. I don't know where to find health, but I sure need it. Hey! Oh, fuck. No! There wasn't health on there anyway, but still. The wolves are at old Gil's door! Hey! I didn't know I had them in here! Oh shit! Are you mad I took it? I'm mad that you made me use it. Okay. My chances are improving. I know I shouldn't be standing in the fire. Fuck. Okay. And then there were two. I think those come back online after some time. Like, the ricochets are nice, but I don't want them. I want, like, health packs. Oh, Lord. No! Okay, that wasn't my last life. Let me try something. Okay. That we can work with. I was going to do it normally, but as we can see, I am suffering a bit, and I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. Because there's a lot to explore. But this is the big Sweet Tooth Kane special. Needles, Marcus, what have you. Charlie. What else works? Okay. We're in fucking business. Well, I hope I at least demonstrated I have a little tiny smidgen of skill. I just don't like to use it. Look, I spent my life playing these games and whatnot normally. I've done my time. I guess save. I don't know what's really to save. Stadium Slaughter. Demolition Derby. Man, I should have went back to the movie theater and saw what was playing. This seems pretty done. Like, maybe a small bit of polish, but it feels like playing black, minus no music. Also, I don't know why they just decided that Sweet Tooth should be in a mech at all times, or like be some technical genius, because I noticed that in 2012. They're like, this guy is a fucking mech robot warrior with a carnival of carnage. Well, yeah, some of the graphics of this could have been a little polished up, but it's fine. Then again, we're only on level 2. I don't know what we're missing. Let's try something else. As far as a basic stadium level goes, this one would be fine for, you know, couch multiplayer. Who is that Grim? Yeah, it is, okay. Mike, who is that small? Microblast, the prodigal son has returned! I want to be towed like a skyscraper! I want everyone to look up at me with fear! Boink. What's over here? I should have checked out then. I didn't know there was a place I could go. This is weird, man. Carnival of Dark. That screen looks fucking epic! Skull Island. Oh man. What is happening? Okay, this is the place you end up. Which means if they keep fighting me here, they're gonna be trapped. Confetti! Whee! Devil's Mountain. I like those rides. The first time I ever been on one of those was at the Ahab Swings. At the Oktoberfest. Those rides are fun too, right there. Circus! I'm a shoo-in. Lolly and who? Lola. Gladita with no body. Hypnos. Like, this one is severely less edgy, and I like that. That was where the pirate was. Okay, what's over here? Hey, it's the same anus clown as before. Right now, we're just kind of exploring. That's cool. Fun house, okay. With how much polish this place has, I'm surprised you can't go inside. Oh, it's like a Jack-in-the-Box. Cool! I did not think I would be playing black again. Technically, I'm not. But I really am. Woo! Now, if you could stop shooting that directly into my anus, we can have a discussion about why I'm going to blow you up. Come back here, Grim. Benny wants to say hello to you. Whoa! Oh my god, that's cool! Whee! Oh, I love water rides. Man, I'd have so much fun on this. You come out of the skull? Hell yeah! Wait, is there a secret entrance there? I don't think so. You gotta go down sometime, man. Whee! I'm sorry? Who is Goldtooth? Is he a pirate? Congratulations, you completed lost levels. Now you will see for yourself the letter sent to Sony by the supposed deceased game makers. It's a great mythology. I like it. Excuse me. We are disappointed to hear of your decision to keep the world from seeing the last of our work. We beg of you, show them all what we have done. Show them our last earthly deeds. If you doubt our existence, look to the dark past for proof that we are who we say. For in this dark past, you will find proof that we know what the future will bring. And do not forget, the truth lies in the greenery of Paris. To the left, the truth is revealed. This is why we have come back to let you know what awaits. That's fucking creepy. I'm not convinced that's true, but that is creepy. Okay. So that was Lost. Yep. Oh, that's right. Bonus material. Sweet Tour. This is the one. Oh, he looks so grody. Okay. X is jump. Square is punch. Triangle doesn't do anything. Circle's a sock. Controls. Okay, there's the same thing. Grab ladder. Cool. No vibration, please. Can I climb that? I'm barely climbing this. Okay. Yeah, he could have used a little bit more polish. I know this isn't a thing that was meant to last. Okay. What about on the other side? No? Just a light. Okay, cool. Getting me God of War vibes right now. Calypso! I will destroy you! Once again, I'll remind you, if you have a chance, they did make PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, or whatever it's called, which was a Smash clone that has Sweet Tooth and Kratos available to play, including Dante, but not your favorite Dante. Oh! The Black That Never Was. An entire on-foot section was planned for the never-released Twisted Metal Black Part 2. In those sections, players would have selected both Sweet Tooth and the Preacher and gone on foot to perform a variety of character-based missions. What you see here is all that remains of those foot missions. The animation is crude, the art is not final, and there is little gameplay. Still, we thought you would enjoy this behind-the-scenes look at what might have been. See if you can locate all the glowing Sweet Tooth heads in the level. Each head will reveal more about the past of the Twisted Metal series. Thanks for playing our game and exploring the Twisted Metal past with us. Yours truly, Twisted Metal Team. Aww. Isn't that nice? Looks like we have a candidate for Sweet Tooth right there. That looks like a nice bunch. Another one. Wait, what? Can I... Oh, just a bed. Twisted Metal levels begin life in one of two ways. Someone has an idea for a cool setting, and then the team comes up with the gameplay for that setting, or someone has an idea of a cool battleground shape that would lead to fun gameplay. As you can see from these images, many levels start as very simple shaped sketches and then expand out to highly detailed maps. Most of these maps are from Twisted Metal 1 and 2. Okay. Dead Man's Curve Alpine level. Suburbia, hey! Can't see that one too well. Can't go here. I like that they knew. Ooh, that would have been a cool level. Suit City. Huh. Electrical. Well, I see a head over there. This is 4. Okay. The origin of Sweet Tooth. This is the concept art from Twisted Metal 2. As you can see, the city rooftop level originally included flying Sweet Tooth helicopters as bosses. An idea that would not be implemented until Twisted Metal Black. The Dark Side vs. Sweet Tooth image marks the first time an artist gave the ice cream truck head a living personality. Seeing the clown with such an evil personality inspired the team to flesh out the driver of the truck itself, applying the vibe of the head on the truck to the driver itself. Okay. I like that. Flaming helicopter blades with like really goofy pastels. Okay, before I go down that way, let's go down here. I can't seem to bust these doors down. Okay. I was about to say, there gotta be one in here, right? 3. The need for concept art. Concept art is used to aid the game's modelers, showing them what the world they are building should look like. Concept art is also used to sell the core ideas of the level, helping everyone involved to get the emotional feel the level should evoke. Sometimes, as you can see from these images, concept art reaches a finished, polished state. Other times, the art just rough sketch meant to indicate layout, perspective, or mood. That's a tone setter right there. Nice. Hey, I know that level. I hope I can find everything. I hope they're not really hidden. And I take the fire extinguisher. Trying triangle on the doors to see if that does anything. Well, I got a lot in this so far. Like, as far as like space to explore goes. Where's that? Okay. Battle in your own backyard. This is concept art from Twisted Metal Head On. It builds on the theme established back in Twisted Metal 1, destroying the familiar. The team always felt that car combat battles would be more fun and satisfying if they took place in your own backyard. This is why the suburbs has been a staple of the series. The team assumed most players would be suburban dwellers and would enjoy destroying the very place in which they lived. The fairgrounds is another variation on the destroy what is familiar theme. Hell yeah. Oh, that one's pretty. That one looks like it almost was taken at a real fair. You know, they made fucking Small Brawl. Actually, I don't know if they made Small Brawl, like the original team, but I love Small Brawl, and I felt they did that concept well. Rec Room, okay. Last time, this was where the next number was, so... Those are real brands in there. I see Lay's and I see Doritos. Huh. Weird. What is that? War of the Monsters! Oh shit! I fucking love War of the Monsters! This might be what the factoid's about to say, but if you have Twisted Metal Black on your memory card and you play War of the Monsters, Agamo has a Sweet Tooth skin. Crazy cars. These are cars that were too far removed from reality to exist in the Twisted Metal universe. In the same way the team wanted players to fight on battlegrounds they could relate to, they also felt it necessary to create cars that people would see driving around in real life. Without these realities grounding elements, the game would never have resonated with such a large audience. These images did not fit into that version and were therefore cut from the game. I like the crazy cars. I don't know what these look like. Okay, that's a helicopter. That's kind of weird. Okay, well, if you're gonna put jets on and helicopters on cars, I guess I see why. It looks a little too Star Wars-y, but that's just Grasshopper. I don't know, man. I've been kind of thinking I would have liked some more fantastical ideas. Dark Tooth design. These are rough designs for Darktooth and Tower Tooth from Twisted Metal Head-On. These are a long way off from the original Darktooth and Twisted Metal 2, which was basically Sweet Tooth ice cream truck sealed up in scaled up to a giant size and given a huge number of hit points. With each title, it gets harder and harder to design a Sweet Tooth boss that is unique and special enough to be a boss character while still retaining the core elements of the very simple ice cream truck design. Yep, that's Darktooth right there. Tower Tooth's so cool. Oh, maybe that's why they kind of stopped after 12, like 2012. Because, boy, they had a elaborate design for Sweet Tooth stuff. What? Okay. Shu'd 3D model. These are 3D models of Sony Computer Entertainment America's Vice President Shuei Yoshida and Sony Santa Monica studio head Alan Becker. The team placed the characters in the game as homage to the executive responsible for some of Sony's biggest hit games. Sorry, it's a lot of talking, and I'm still sick. I'm trying to work through the mucus. Oh! They turned into meat chunks. Why is there an X-ray? These must be like free assets or something. They likely are. Okay, I missed a lot by doing that one. That was 14. So, what's here? 8. Okay. Hover cars. Focus test reception was so poor for Twisted Metal 1 that the team explored the option of turning the vehicles into hover cars for the sequel. It was believed that the focus test results were poor because control of the Twisted Metal 1 vehicles was too confusing and frustrating. The team felt hover vehicles would be easier to control and more user-friendly. However, once the positive reviews and fan reaction from Twisted Metal 1 came in, the team decided to stick with the standard vehicles. That looks like concept art from The Fifth Element. That's probably Quattro's car later. I know they didn't work on that, but still. Okay. Refreshing, non-specific beverage that looks like water. Probably liquid death. You can't attack while moving, by the way. You have to stop. I don't like the balding on him. I don't mind if he's shaved, but I don't like the balding. Which I guess was kind of true to his character already. Selling the vision. While a development team may be excited about making a game, other folks need to be just as excited in order for the game to get the support it needs from various departments, marketing, sales, PR, etc. The following images were created to sell the vision of Twisted Metal to other departments within Sony. Urban Assault, Christmas 95 from Sony ImageSoft. Ha ha ha. Urban Assault. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh! What the fuck? Hey, that's kind of what we're doing right now. Is that a magazine rack? No, it's just some pallet. The evolution of Sweet Tooth. This will be good. As you can see from this, from the photograph taken during filming of the Twisted Metal 1 and movies, Sweet Tooth was at the start simply a circus clown. He did not even have his trademarked flaming hair. But by Twisted Metal Black, the classic look of Sweet Tooth had emerged. From chicken scratch sketches to full-blown CG character models, no expense was spared in bringing this mascot character to his current incarnation. Yep, You're gonna see the lost endings in Twisted Metal 1 playthrough, so be excited for that. This is a gangly motherfucker. Oh, why did you give him a fucking, like, Clockwork Orange penis nose? A Rolls Royce. Can't even tell who's who here. Yeah, that's pretty good. The mask is probably my favorite part of newer Sweet Tooth design. Was that boiler? Okay. God, this place is a fucking maze. Well, I guess I couldn't come back up if I fell down, so we're not going to click the jump button, except to click these. The beginning of an idea. These are sketches of various play ideas drawn over the course of Twisted Metal's 10-year history. Hundreds of pages of game design notes were created with various members of the team contributing to the game's design. Many elements of Twisted Metal's series arose from these sorts of rapidly sketched, spur-of-the-moment bursts of inspiration. Okay. You know, they've done a lot. They've done a lot. Exit. No. That's not where we're going. Is this where the boiler room was? Really? Okay, what was this one? Sweet Tooth, yeah. Okay, I guess we are going that way. Fuck. Prove me wrong, why don't you? To be fair, I don't really want to be in here anymore. The prison ship. I fucking hate that level. From rough sketch to finished level, these images show the progressive level goes through as it grows from an idea to a fully functioning battleground. Oftentimes, as shown in the double image, a simple 3D level is handed over to the concept artist, who will draw on top of the 3D art, creating the detail that transforms a level from a dull world of gray shaded blocks to a believable 3D battleground. I'm gonna drop a save, just in case something bad happens. Okay. Yeah. It does look good on here. I don't remember seeing gigantic cannon shells waiting to be used. Or, like, battleship gun. Going wacky. Designing a new Twisted Metal game, there always seems to be a desire to go wacky with the car designs. Please. It's a temptation the team has always resisted, feeling that going wacky while generating a laugh or two would hurt the thematic integrity of the title. Here are some fun but wacky vehicle designs that felt too silly to be included in the Twisted Metal universe. Watch them throw shade, just you 3 and 4 designs. I'm guessing that's like a meter-made car with like a humongous Gatling gun. Oh, come on. A tractor would have been cool. Put Sweet Tooth in a fucking golf cart. Go to the impound lot. What about over here? Nothing. Okay. So it's just over here. I'm gonna save. I take it this is the prison? Yeah. Asylum. Sorry. He's not a criminal, he's just insane. We can forgive him. Twisted Metal rejects. For every vehicle that makes it into Twisted Metal game, into the Twisted Metal game, there are 20 or more that end up in the reject pile. Sometimes a vehicle gets cut because it's too similar to another vehicle already chosen for the game. Other times a vehicle is rejected because it looks bad from the games behind your car view. Here are some vehicles that, over the years, found their way onto the yes list several times, only to be cut from the game at the last moment. I like the design on that school bus, actually. I don't know what it's really about, but I like it. A Tron car cycle didn't work? Really? I mean, I guess it looks like kind of like a vibrator from behind. A fire truck would have been cool. I stand by that. A limo? That's rough. Predator car. Straight up. Okay, how do I get over there? I can't climb barbed wire, so I guess I'll have to climb up the ladder and probably wander into that area. Unless... No? I can't go in here. Okay, that door's open. The evolution of Axle. Axle was inspired by a game tester on Twisted Metal 1. The tester suggested a vehicle with a cage sandwiched between two giant wheels. A man would sit inside the cage and control the vehicle. The idea of a man strapped between the two massive tires grew from this core idea. This concept art shows Axel evolved from the initial concept to the staple Twisted Metal character he has since become. Yeah, having his feet drag is pretty miserable. What? It made him a woman in the first one? Okay, cool. I'm learning stuff. Oh, I spilled my energy drink. Damn. Oh, that's right, I hit my pause button too. Alrighty, what else can we find in here? Vehicle concept art attempts are always made to give Twisted Metal vehicles a flourish that will elevate them from simple cars into full-blown characters. But balance is necessary. Too much flourish and the fantasy of car combat is lost. Too little, and the vehicle feels generic and bland. In these images, notice the drooping headlights on the taxi, meant to suggest a tired, worn-out character. Even the smiley face on the tow truck's wrecking ball is an attempt to spice up what would otherwise be a generic and thus dull vehicle. See, yeah, I like that kind of stuff. That's definitely something I'm for. I like that. I do like that. DC cap, yeah. I bet. Fuck, that would have been cool. I don't know why it's not painted with American stripes. That must be Preacher's car. The suicide bomber's impaled on the front? Okay. Traps. The on-foot levels on Twisted Metal Black 2 were slated to contain various platforming gameplay challenges like the one you'll see before you. Collision on the traps, as well as the careful timing needed for any platforming play challenge, was never completed. This is why you can walk through any of the traps and platform challenges in this level and not get hurt. Enjoy! We won't go so easy on you next time. What is down there? Oh, a grinder. Doesn't seem to be anything in there, though. So I guess we'll just... God. Yeah, that jump needs polish. Basically, when I started moving forward, that's when I pressed the button, and no matter what stage I was at, that was just the animation it was doing. What would Sweet Tooth do? Notice the trash cans on the front of the truck. These images from Twisted Metal Black show only an attempt to create a world where contestants use what they had around them in order to fortify and defend their vehicles. Stepping away from the fantasy-based Twisted Metal 1 and 2, where cars battled with no armor at all, Black attempted to create a more realistic version of what Twisted Metal contest would be like in the real world. Yeah, I mean, it's fine for an entry, for sure. Oh, what the fuck is that? What fucking beast is on top of that? These levels are mazes. And I'm just worried I'm going to miss something. Oh. That actually looked kind of smooth. I imagined I was supposed to climb on the beam, but I didn't realize that till the very end there. Well, I guess now I'll have to. Unless... Quick save, because I'm concerned. Where's the factoid? Recurring themes. These images show concept art from a shopping mall, a freeway, and city rooftops. 3 locales that come up for discussion each time the team makes a new Twisted Metal game. Rooftop and freeway levels seem to make it into every title, but the shopping mall discussed as far back as Twisted Metal 1 has never made it into a Twisted Metal game. The challenge has always been having enough texture space so that the shop fronts inside the mall would look different from one another. With limited texture space, the game would have to repeat the same. Hobby shop storefront, for example, over and over. In a game where split screen is a huge factor, not being able to glance at your opponent's screen and know which of the 10 hobby shop stores and fronts he is racing past makes for really bad gameplay. Yeah, but I feel like you can do it now. Not bad. Alright. I know nothing's going to happen, but the music's still unsettling. Which, very fitting. Sweet Tooth's gained a lot of weight throughout the franchise, but boy howdy, he's running much more confidently and faster than I ever could. Cool. Didn't die. Pitfalls of concept artists. One of the pitfalls of having amazing concept artists on the team is that people get swept up in the drama of an image and forget that the actual game, no matter how good the graphics, will never look like the art. It is not a graphics issue. It's a camera perspective issue. The game could not be played from the dramatic cameras shown in these images. Because of this, the finished levels had some having graphics that look very close to the concept art lacked the same punch that the concept art delivered. A bowling alley with a cross on the side. Bobo the Clown. Oh, I like the little slide. Not bad. Okay. I know it's just like a playable little, like, see what we didn't do, but like it's pretty nice so far. Same body, different skin. Oftentimes, a car will be chosen to go into the game, but the debate over the skin that covers that car's body will go on for months after. In Twisted Metal Black, the black and white police car became Crazy 8. Yeah, I guess it did, maybe. The rusted red old-time stock car. The other image is Severed Sam's modern-day race car, seen in the bonus Twisted Metal Black level. This car went through many color variations before the team settled on the final color choice. Okay. I like Crazy 8. He's a character I'd want to come back. He doesn't need to, and that's the reason why I don't think he would be. That's why I don't think he'd be my pick of like what character I want back for the series. It's like his ending was fine. He got what he wanted. Calypso didn't fuck with him. And really, that's all you can ask for is Calypso to not mess up your wish. As you watch the rest of the videos that are coming out in the following weeks, you'll see that Calypso loses probably the most out of Head On. And better than that, you'll also see like definitively how Calypso really works. Because he's a clever man. It's not just tell me your wish. He's like, what is it that you want? And the guy will like go into it in great detail, and then he'll be like, so your wish is? So thinking that the character thinking like, oh, he's got all that in his mind, so he's going to do all that. So I can just simply say whatever it is, and then he's like, you didn't specify enough, you got fucked. Sorry. Game design concepts are usually sketched out or on paper. Game design concepts are usually sketched out or paper designed to determine if they will be worth putting into the game. Here are some gameplay-specific images, including interactive billboards that never made it into Twisted Metal Black, the much-hated hover cops from Twisted Metal 1, and a whole slew of gameplay concepts from a designer's sketchbook. If you look closely at the sketches, you can see initial concepts for the ejector seat play mechanic that found its way into Twisted Metal Black. I don't know what that means. Eat your noodles! Come to Las Vegas. Have a few drinks. Have a laugh. Yeah, those guys are a pain in the ass. I thought there would have been something there. Don't I just look silly? Do I have to jump on that? Or is it down there? Hold on. No? Okay. You say so. How can I be sure I'm in the right area? Fuck. Well, where do I go then? There's no doors over here. Sorry. I don't mean to cough to you people. As I said, I am still sick. Fuck it. Let's go over here. See what happens. I'm pretty sure I know. But I gotta try. Yeah, I covered most of them. I just don't know where the other portion of the game is. Okay. Climbed up here. Read that factoid. I would presume something else from the top. Drop a save in case something bad happens. Okay. Gonna do a little exploring. I thought I tried that. I guess that didn't. Factoid. Oh, this is the wrong one. 25, the ice cream truck. The ice cream truck for Twisted Metal Black took 6 months to design, with over 300 concept sketches done before the team locked on the final version. In the following images, you can see the attention to detail that went into everything from choosing the right clown head to figuring out what was inside the back of the truck itself. You can also see the original art of the ice cream truck labeled Demonic Ice Cream Truck that was designed well before the character Sweet Tooth was even conceived. I like the bottom left one as a burger. It should be a different character. The top left one looks more like what you expect. Scott, here's a doctor version. I can't read that. You can't zoom in on these either. Yeah, that's Sweet Tooth right there. Yeah. What? That's a weird one. Oh, I love that. Yeah, have a body in the back. I think there might be. I can't remember. I like that he's holding an ice cream. Cool. All right. Well, I grabbed the wrong factoid. See if I can find the other one. I ain't going to. Wait. What? I'm sorry. What? Where's the other one? Hold on a minute. Alright, supposedly I haven't missed it. But that will depend on what we find down the hole. This was... yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't know why 25 was before 24, but whatever. Okay. The evolution of Mr. Grimm. Grimm began life as a mysterious badass on a motorbike. From there, as these images show, the team flirted with giving Grimm an animated skeleton riding shotgun in the sidecar. There were also the concept of a decaying department store mannequin sidekick. One version of Grimm showed him as a man wearing the head of a slaughtered bull on his head. Fresh spins on old characters is one of the trademarks of the Twisted Metal series, keeping the characters and stories fresh from game to game. Huh. That's cool. And then they kind of use that for Minion in this one. Or Black, anyway. Man, I put in a good amount of work. Would have been nice to have seen this come to completion. But it's alright. They've moved on, no doubt. Here's a factoid. Let's hit it. Hopefully it's 26. No, not even. Moody characters. The world of Twisted Metal has inspired a great deal of moody concept arts. Oftentimes, the art is designed solely to convey the mood of the game, never intended to be used for game production. The following images show some of the moodier art created for the series. The last image is a storyboard from the Evangelist sequence in Brimstone's End from Twisted Metal Black. Okay. That one's good. I like that. Not bad, not bad. Sweet Tooth coming down like a fucking assassin. That gut looks too real. The texture on it, please. It's like, I've known people like that. Hey, there we go. 26. In-game art. These are two posters designed to go into the game world of Twisted Metal 1. The image of Calypso can be found in the arena level on the first Twisted Metal. Yep, I do remember that. The image of the hover cop admonishing players of Urban Assault, the game's title when it was production, did not make it into the game. Yep, I remember that. Playing Urban Assault is a crime. That's cute. Yeah, it went through a few evolutions. It was that, and then it was High Octane, which you'll see in the Lost Endings when we get to that. TM2 Master Maps. Once a level is laid out, concept artists create a high-level map of the entire battlefield. The image helps team members get a good sense of the level as a whole, as well as capturing the visual mood and feel that the level should have. The following images are high-level master maps from Twisted Metal 2. I like that highway that descends down and is kind of angled so you don't, like, fucking zoom and crash into the side of the wall. Okay. Amazonia. All but one. The Lost Toys. Over the years, toy companies have routinely approached Sony hoping to get the go-ahead to create a line of Twisted Metal toys. God, that'd be awesome. From action figures to collectible cars, many companies have expressed interest in bringing the Twisted Metal universe into the world of toys. While there are currently no plans for a Twisted Metal toy line, the following images show some of the prototype toys made in hopes of bringing the final toys to the market. Yeah, I would have loved some Small Brawl toys or, you know, just some Hot Wheels or something. There's Black Scrim. His nipple is a little too pink. That's cute. Alright. That's all the factoids. Congratulations, you've achieved all the objectives. Save, I guess, and quit. Alright, that was a gander at what Harbor City would have been. So let's see. The Dark Past. Last thing we're going to cover, and that'll be the end of this particular episode.
The way I would describe Twisted Metal, a super high-action car combat game.
It spoke to this kind of heavy metal, rock and roll, bad 70s, 80s, you know, hard rock album cover art vibe that I've always loved.
Twisted Metal is a lobe in my brain. Hard rockin' car combat at its finest.
Cars would drive around an imaginary city and shoot at each other.
Twisted Metal universe was never slated to be a very Saturday morning cartoon.
Twisted Metal, on a certain level, is still Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
There's a spirit and a soul to the Twisted Metal universe, and it's American, and it's rock and roll, and it's underdog, and it's scrappy, and it's kind of heavy metal. I started at Sony as a tester right out of college. I had no clue what I was going to go make movies. It was my plan. And I worked on some games for Sony, and then it was actually funny. Me and my design partner at the time we were kind of hanging by a thread. I mean, we pissed off all the developers we worked with. We thought we knew everything. We knew absolutely nothing. And our boss called us in when he heard about these guys in Utah who were working for the military, and he says, "Look, I remember this meeting. He's like, look, my feet are at the fire on this with you guys. It's like this is kind of your last chance. It's like, don't screw this up."
My thing was when I first got into the industry, and I sat down with David Jaffe, and I was coming from a very conservative engineering development environment, working with government and people that wear suits. It was very refreshing to see all these ideas just come pouring out, and I thought, oh my God, how am I gonna harness this? How am I gonna, try to take this and turn it into a production environment?
We had gotten back from Utah the very first time when we saw this three-dimensional database, and we saw basically what 3D gaming could be, and we were stuck in traffic out by the LA airport. I think it's sort of at least for me, and I hope I'm not making myself crazy here, but I think it's a natural fantasy people have to be stuck in a car in traffic and just want to have missiles and guns on your car.
And I thought, wow, this is so obvious. Hasn't someone else done this? And it was a great pleasant surprise to know that, well, no one has done this. So I was pretty excited, and it was pretty straightforward. So for me, I kind of like the more simple type of game concepts. You kind of see this game for what it was just at the concept levels.
And we were so excited, and we wrote up this big design document, and we sent this off to these guys. And about a week later, the guys in Utah sent us back this document, which was a pizza delivery game.
At the time, that sounded really cool, and it would have been such a disaster because how many times can you sequel a pizza delivery game?
I don't remember how we somehow talked them out of the pizza delivery game. I'm not very articulate now, and I certainly was less articulate then, and it may have simply been me on a phone call going, "Are you out of your mind?"
When the game was shown to Ken Kutaragi out in Japan, and this was towards the end of the game, his comment was, "When are we going to replace these graphics with real graphics?" That feedback got back to us and the team, and we were just like, what the hell? It's like, we don't have time to change these graphics. They are what they are. The other interesting comment that the Japanese had, a request to switch the weapons out for, instead of firing missiles, firing food groups like vegetables and fruit. We were pretty sure that Sony Japan was not real happy with the title.
We had this focus test with these hardcore gamers that came in, and they just tore the game apart. This was towards the end of it. We were about to put it into marketing, get money from marketing to advertise it, and they played it, and it was the whole night they were making fun of it.
Yeah, the description of it was, it's a fighting game in cars. And so the focus test was comprised of hardcore fighting game gamers, and they just didn't really get, how this was a fighting game in cars.
I said, I'm going to start looking for a new job tomorrow because they're going to fire me because this is a disaster. And it turned out not to be. It turned out that we ended up, and I was stunned because somebody told me, "Oh, you guys got Game of the Year," and I'm like, what are you talking about, right? And then it turns out, and I won't mention the magazine because I don't think legally we can, but we ended up getting Game of the Year from the most prestigious game magazine that was out at the time. And I was just, it was amazing that it all actually worked. I mean, this was the first big game I had ever done. It was the first game these guys in Utah had ever made. And we ended up with a game that a lot of people really, really loved to the point that we were getting these major awards. And so it all worked out. I have no clue how. Maybe we all just got really lucky. I don't know. But it was cool. It was very, very cool.
Congratulations! You have won my contest.
I hated the end movies for Twisted Metal. I just thought they were extremely cheesy.
And we just and I, and you, and them, you don't know!
I did think that some of them turned out a little too hokey.
I am the winner, and you are my prize.
If the movies somehow had wound up in the game, it might have hurt Twisted Metal 1.
I didn't realize any of this at the time. I thought I was making, you know, my calling card into Hollywood.
You'll drive forever. What do you say, Mr. Kane? Sounds good to me, baby.
They were terrible stories, and they were terribly written.
I think that was part of the charm and appeal to him. But you know, first and foremost, I think some of the content was, you know, very offensive to some of the people on the team.
We want this! Done.
And the guys in Utah just hated them and thought they were offensive and terrible. And
we basically had to, you know, do the damage control to make sure that, you know, we ended up with a great product. But you know, unfortunately, the movies were one of the casualties of that.
I was upset because no one was going to see my masterpiece of hot, sexy women standing around a crumpled, twisted metal car and, you know, spouting off stupid lines like, "Here's your paper bag, sweet tooth."
Oh, man. Give me that. Give me! A paper bag? You can't be serious.
I think for what they are, they're really fun and campy and they add to it, but, you know, they never quite saw the light of day, and I was really disappointed at the time. Now I can look back and be grateful that it was actually a really good lesson that I should never be a film director and I should never, ever get behind a movie camera because only bad things can happen. We thought Twisted Metal 1 was a flop. We didn't know if we had careers left at Sony.
Luckily, it was good enough to warrant a sequel, and that's when we were able to really kind of pull out all the stops and do a lot of things that we wanted to do with the first version.
We really, you know, were excited to get into the second one because then we felt like we knew, you know, really how to make it the game that we wanted to play.
We knew that Sony wanted to do a sequel, and I know Jaffe, Michael Jackson and I were really excited to basically put in a lot of the things that we didn't do and improve on a lot of the things that really sucked in Twisted Metal 1. The darkness, the graphics, the controls, the list goes on.
And so we were like, okay, we have to fix this. We have to fix everything that we screwed up in the first place, which means, you know, we went so far as to say, let's forget them being cars. Let's make them hover cars because they'll be easier to control.
We talked about hovering cars and cars with insect legs, you know, that could climb up buildings and things like that.
Let's make them insects because insects don't move as fast and they can't get hooked, you know, caught on objects. I mean, we were looking, we would go into like stores and watch people play the game on kiosks. And you know, they were banging into walls, they were going too fast, and it really wasn't a very pick up and play game. We thought that was the reason we were getting such bad focus tests and play tests. And so we were doing everything we could to sort of remedy that. We even said, let's forget the car combat, let's do missions. Like you're a car and you've got missions like, you know, a secret agent, but you're in a car. And then the reviews started to hit, and then the sales started to come in, and then the people on what at the time were sort of the BBSs and the sort of the beginnings of the internet started to sort of write about, oh my God, this game is awesome.
My favorite Twisted Metal moment, probably a lot of people feel this way, is when the Eiffel Tower came down for the first time.
The Paris level was probably one of the bigger or more popular levels, mainly because, you know, of the, you know, you could drop the Eiffel Tower and it would open up kind of a whole other level, which was the rooftops of the Paris buildings. And, you know, it was something that was just such a cool level that we all wanted to try to make it work. I just kind of, you know, it was actually during a single track staff meeting that during the whole staff meeting, I just started off with kind of a grid with some angled streets and then, you know, put the Eiffel Tower. And the question was, could we afford this? It kind of became a mission for us to make this level work. I remember when you looked at the level and we started reviewing it, and I remember Jaffe saying, dude, if you could make this thing work the way that you're saying it could work, we got to do it. I have to say, because of the graphic style, I never really thought that there was any sensitive nature up until a member of the French press came to Single Track to look at some of the levels, and he was quite offended when he saw the Eiffel Tower go down. It kind of just fueled everybody to kind of get more wacky and destroy more sensitive type of icons. And we try to get that gameplay and the dynamics and everything working as early on in the process as we can. That way we get gameplay kind of leading the development and production charge, and that, you know, in our case, that's always first and foremost, gameplay, gameplay, gameplay.
I loved working on the mechanics of Twisted 2. I love the idea of, can we build depth into the gameplay? Can we build strategy into the level design? I thought that was really, really exciting.
I think all those things factored into it as, you know, making it the best of the series. Doing Twisted Metal 1 and Twisted Metal 2 took an enormous toll on, you know, myself and the rest of the team. And, you know, to really not have any, you know, financial upside that, you know, as a result of that, really started to, I think, affect myself and the rest of the team. We put so much time and effort into these titles, and now, you know, they were seeing decent success, you know, with Twisted Metal 2 being a $1 million+ seller. You know, we started to, you know, have conversations of, wow, this really sucks to pour your heart and soul into something, you know, put your family on the back burner, and at the end of the day, what did you get from it? Well, a reputation for making a good, fun car combat game. That wasn't enough. Going forward, and I think that really started the start of the exodus of a lot of us. Regarding Twisted Metal 3 and 4, I think my reaction and many other people on the team is, what have you done with our baby?
You know, I didn't really play Twisted Metal 3 and 4 very much. To me, they weren't really Twisted Metal, you know, because they didn't have the same feel at all.
When they said that the guys from Utah weren't going to be doing Twisted 3, it was going to be the guys in San Diego, I was like, all right, you know, I'll help them out if I can, but I really, it's not that I didn't care, like, screw Twisted Metal, I don't care, but I had sort of moved on, you know, so it didn't really bother me. It only bothered me once the games came out. You have to sort of understand the world of Twisted Metal to make a Twisted Metal game, and I think what those guys got was they understood it sort of at a marketing level. Twisted Metal's cool, and the characters are dark, and they're wacky, but it was done like a 40-year-old trying to be cool, versus actually somebody who got the world and loved the world and respected the world. It felt more like they were trying to sort of, they were like posing, basically, and I think it really comes through in every aspect of those games.
So, Sweet Tooth, your wish is to eat all the candy and ice cream you want? Your wish is granted.
Oh, Jesus, when I saw the Sweet Tooth character design for 3 and then 4, which was Worth, I mean, he looked like a Carney Barker with these stupid neon purple pants, and it's like, what is this? Sweet Tooth is, like I've said, Sweet Tooth is me. Sweet Tooth is the darkest, most animalistic side of me, and you guys are turning him into a joke. You know, I know the guys who made 3 and 4. They're good guys. Some of them have moved on to make some really great games in the industry. But those games, you know what I'd say? By and of themselves, I think there are things in those games that are certainly cool And there's good work in those games on every aspect, code and art and game design. That's not to say by themselves they're bad games, they're just bad Twisted Metal games.
So that's when we set out to start Incognito on the new platform, PlayStation 2, with Twisted Metal Black.
Black was tough because we knew we were getting the series back, me and the guys in Utah, and we knew we weren't relevant anymore. We knew that the industry had moved on. We knew that sort of what was edgy and cool in 1994, 5, and 6 was no longer edgy and cool in 2001. And so what I was in love with on Twisted Metal Black was the world, and the tone, and the characters, and the stories.
Sony would let Dave do really kind of risque things. They were graphic, they were bloody, they were gory, and they weren't just made for, you know, little tiny kids that were probably never intended to play Twisted Metal, especially by Twisted Metal Black.
You know, at the time, a lot of people were looking for really arcadey, bright, happy-looking games, and to make this shift to a really dark game was really sort of a gamble in a way. We knew that we were going for a totally different style. It was going to be a more mature game. We wanted to be dark and kind of foreboding.
For the first time, we were important. We were feared.
And feel like a dangerous world.
A lot of times you think that when someone has these kind of ideas, you're thinking, are they trying too hard to be edgy and cool and not nerd-like, or do they really kind of think this way? And it really became obvious that in the case of David Jaffe, there really is some deep, dark, evil motivations that kind of, I think, spark his imagination.
There were things I wanted to do in Black that they wouldn't let me do, and some of it was just so... Okay, some of it was valid, right? We had a scene with the preacher who thought he was performing an exorcism, but he was crazy. He was really being asked to perform a baptism, and so he drowns this. Well, we had this great shot of, and I have kids, right? I love kids. I'm a nice, gentle guy, but it's a fantasy, right? And in the scene, there was this great shot of him pushing this little, 5-day-old into the baptismal, into the water, and his little arms and chubby little legs are kicking around in there, and he's just like shoving the thing down there, because in his mind, he's like exorcising this demon. Sony made us cut that. Now, I understand that. That makes sense. As much as I would have liked to have seen that, I understand that. But then you know what it was? It gave people within the company an opportunity to kind of play the, aren't I noble and pious, and aren't I normal card? And it's like, you.
The voice inside me was a figment of my imagination. My God, it was all in my mind.
It was just an opportunity for people to act like, I want to say something and I want to make a statement. It's like, please get the out of my kitchen. I'm trying to cook this stew.
A man cannot hide from himself. There is only one path before him.
A big part of making a game is just getting a visual image of what this thing's going to look like. We had a machine now that we could really do some nice graphics on, take it to a different level. And this one was the first time I felt like we were really creating a universe, a place that was apart from the world, that when you go into it, you feel like you're really in a consistent, interesting world. I still really like the suburbs in Twisted Metal Black. That was the level where we had these concepts and we had rendered it on a PC, and to see that turn into a level you can actually play and keep the art style and the personality. It holds a special place in my heart. I still really like that level just because of those things.
I definitely don't think it's the best game in the series. I think 2 is still the best game in the series. I think, honestly, at that time, I had gotten bored of the mechanics of the series. And so what I was in love with on Twisted Metal Black was the world. And I think because of that, the gameplay actually suffered. It was too hard. It wasn't creative enough. We really tied ourselves up being forced to every level having the same color palette of browns and blacks and grays and clouds in the sky rolling by. And I think the core experience, the interactive experience of that game really, really suffered because of it. And the good news is, just from a career standpoint, we had enough of the other stuff. We pulled off the atmosphere so well, and some of the sort of surface stuff so well, that we kind of got a free pass on the fact that the gameplay was good, but it wasn't great. But I definitely think it's probably the least quality gameplay. I think 2 is the best, 1 is the second best, and Black is the third best.
The cars would get designed first, and then characters, we would talk about cool, compelling, weird, wacky type of characters. And that was just kind of a process of applying those different characters to the different cars. And that was always a fun process, and one that really endured a lot of changes throughout the development. And, that used to really frustrate the hell out of me. It's like, wait a minute, why is this character now in that car? Jaffe, what the hell is going on here? But there was always a good, sound, solid reason for it. And, again, in the end, the characters, I think, really were a good fit to the cars.
A lot of times with characters, it's Dave Jaffe sends us this wacky stuff that we go, what is this? It's like, he sent us these photos of something we called Zipper Chick, and it was a large person in leather with zippers and holding fetuses and things.
My favorite character would have to be Mr. Grimm.
I think my mind bent so much it snapped in two.
I just really like the whole, the speed of his motorcycle. He can get into and out of trouble quickly. I like his, the Gatling gun sidecar is really cool. You can never go wrong with a skull helmet. I mean,
Axel was, tied up in those tires. In order to gain his freedom out of the huge tires that he was molded to or robotically connected to, he literally ripped his arms out of the tires. We had some dripping blood, some disgusting sound, and I just never thought we were going to get away with it.
Oh my God! I am a free man, and you are no longer my father.
There was a character that was named Scott Campbell in the game, and he was the driver of Spectre. I was pretty stoked about the character. In fact, I really didn't even know that he was going to be called Scott Campbell until I saw it show up. It's kind of a surprise, always usually a pleasant surprise when you find out, wow, I wonder what the backstory is on this one.
I love Sweet Tooth. My first memory of Sweet Tooth was we had a list of potential vehicles and characters, and one line said, ice cream truck driven by demonic clown.
Here's where Sweet Tooth, I think, came from now. At 36 years old, I can tell you, so I actually spoke to a therapist about this several years ago, and I said, okay, Kratos, who's a character I had a huge hand in creating from God of War, and Sweet Tooth, who's a character I had a huge hand in creating for Twisted Metal. Both of these characters are testosterone-fueled, aggressive, animalistic. They take exactly what they want when they want it. And I'm not going to go into too many personal details about my life, but let's just say for the longest time, certainly when I was developing those characters, that wasn't who I was if you saw me walking down the street. But I can promise you that that's who I was underneath the surface.
As much as I had those old urges of mine, I kept them to myself for the moment.
It's interesting how who you really are and what you really want ends up coming out in your creative work. That was such a revelation to me when I realized that I realized that, Jesus, Sweet Tooth is me. Kratos is me. That was both terrifying and very, very exciting.
But I think it's run its course. It's spanned through 3 different platforms, and again, I think sometimes it's good to leave on a high note.
We know that it entertained a lot of people. We know it kept a lot of people up late.
Anytime a game does not have good characters and good stories, you just end up with a lousy game.
We need to find what is going to spark something, you know, that gets people interested in a genre again.
The spark will come back, and we'll have a lot of really cool new ideas. I would hate to say that it's farewell. I hope down the road, maybe someday we'll see it made into a movie.
I don't think we're the kind of beloved series that really goes down in sort of gaming history as like, oh my God, that's one of the best games ever. But I love that position for this series. I think that's what the series, it feels pure to me. It feels like that's what it's meant to be. And when it resonates with those kinds of people, that makes me really, really happy. There's a lot of hardcore fans of the series, and they'll write to us and they'll call us and tell us all this stuff that we don't know.
My favorite Twisted Metal level? I'd have to say it's Moscow and Twisted Metal 2. There's something about the balance in there. There's not enough weapons. Needs to be more weapons, but something about that ball design is freaking nice and balanced.
We've been really fortunate that we've had great fans and lots of excitement, in the marketplace for our stuff, and that just makes it all worthwhile.
Twisted Metal 2 to me was a classic game in my eyes, but I was craving a game that was a little darker, a little more violent, a little more disturbing, and Twisted Metal Black definitely delivered that hands down.
Thank you for all the great feedback that we've gotten over the years. I think it's really helped shape the game for the better.
Let's talk Twisted Metal. I love Twisted Metal, and the reasons have changed quite a bit over the years, but the thing that's always been constant from day one is that it's just got, to me, the most incredibly deep multiplayer experience.
To the fans of Twisted Metal, you guys are loyal, you guys are passionate.
For whatever reason, Twisted Metal has always just been a very good game for replay value. It never gets old for me, and a lot of people from PMA just feel the same way. And we hope you guys keep that up. It's really a tremendous aspect of the series.
That you care enough about what we do to write about it, to blog about it, to make boards about it, and most importantly to play it and to enjoy it. And so thank you so much for caring about our work. That means everything to us.
I love Twisted Metal because I love fast-paced combat, I love blowing crap up, I love multiplayer, playing with my friends, but most importantly, it's great to have a story with characters you can relate to.
Yeah, what can you say? Thank you.
Nah, thank y'all, honestly. Yeah. Like, the game has always had a high impact for me. With, just being around my dad and his fascination for it. They came from a place where creativity and inspiration had dragged them out of the depths and to a place where I think they've made a staple franchise. It's funny hearing that they hoped for a movie one day, because now they got a TV series. And like I said, I don't know anything about it, but I really hope that they're involved in some way, shape, or form. And on top of that, I'm glad that Black was kind of their passion project, their baby and whatnot. 2 especially. And based on my views for game, like all the Twisted Metal games I've played up to this point, it's very clear that people love 2 the most. And I'm so thankful for that. Like, these guys worked really hard to make that game. And they wanted to make it as stunning and as impactful with as many fixes as they could. And if they knew, I'm sure they do by this point. Excuse me. If they knew how much y'all cared about it, then I'm sure you'd brighten their days significantly. But easily, I can say Sweet Tooth is my favorite character out of the whole series, and I'm glad to hear that it also has a deeper resonation with David Jaffe being effectively his id, along with Kratos and whatnot. And the fact that they both ended up in a game together is fantastic. And then they said that they ran their course, but then they made, for the next generation, the 2012 Twisted Metal game. I hope they saw it as a very happy departure, or at least a worthwhile entry into their series, because clearly they haven't made another game since then, unless I'm unaware of something. And honestly, rewatching that reinvigorates me to play more of the games again. And you know, I'd love to play 2-player with other people in the future and stuff, so I'll definitely be hanging on to these games and keeping them close in my heart. But no matter what, this is the end of Twisted Metal Head On / Lost / everything else that was on here for me, because this is the last video I've recorded for Head On, but it's the first one that you guys are going to see. So I've covered all the other characters, and it won't be with commentary, so I do apologize on that, but it will be up on here. Maybe someday I'll go through them again. You never know. I'll be playing 1 to completion, I'll be playing all of 2, and I'll be playing 4 as time goes on. So either way, and once again, a very big thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate you sticking with me, and I know this is the most quality video in the world, but hey, you're here, and that's all that matters. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon. Bye!